Girl, are you worried about your cankles this summer? I'm telling you right now, it's not because you're fat.
It's because you don't know how to drain the lymph fluid from your legs.
My name's Danny. I specialize in manual lymphatic drainage. Stick around, make sure to save this video. I'm gonna show you guys how to properly drain the lymphatic fluid from your legs. This can help beautify you, but it can also help reduce pain, inflammation, stiffness, and stagnation in the lower body. Like all my lymphatic videos, let's open up our 7 major lymph nodes. These are the 7 major places we have to open up or nothing we drain will actually drain. So we're gonna start here right below the collarbone here. I like to just do some gentle pulls down towards my belly button. Number 1, when we're using our hands, you can also do these half circles ending with a downward pull, or think of like a J motion. And I'm guiding everything towards the heart or towards like the midline here. As I was saying, when we use our hands, the tissue on tissue actually warms up all those fascial layers and starts to get those channels to open even more once the tissues warm up. We're gonna move to spot number 2. This is like right at the angle of the jaw on the sides of the neck. And we're just gonna do, again, you can watch my beauty marks, just a few downward pulls, maybe 5 to 10, you know, going gentle and slow here. This whole process is a very like slow and methodical, relaxing, peaceful time. So go slow. I'm gonna go a little quicker so this video is not 1,000 years long. We're gonna go ET hands. I like 2 fingers behind the ear, 2 fingers above. A lot of cranial nerves live here as well as some lymphatic nodes. These help open the drainage channels so our brain can drain toxins. And I'm just, again, doing this half circle and ending with a downward pull, or you can think of a J motion, but we're always pulling everything down when we're working on the head and neck. You have 600 to 700 lymph nodes all over the body. 200 to 300 are from the head up. So about 1/3 of your major lymph nodes are from the head up. So please go slow and spend some time there. Moving to the armpit right behind this pec muscle. I'm gonna place my hand on that skin and we're just gonna pull the skin inward and kind of down, like an upward hook and a downward pull. And notice the pressure I'm putting. It's very, I'm not digging in there. So very surface level. 5 to 7 times on each one. We have a lot of stagnation here in most of us. A lot of people are stuck in fight or flight. A lot of people are chest breathing. I don't want to spend too much time. I have a lot of videos on these 7 majors, moving to the diaphragm and just kind of opening up the diaphragm. I'm going to stand up for this next part and show you the last 2 lymph nodes. Again, if you need more details, please go back and watch my pin videos. I have plenty there. Moving to spot number 6, it's this little triangle area right here on the groin. So here's the fold of my hip. This little triangle area, we have about 1 to 20 lymph nodes. These are very important. These are our guinal lymph nodes. We have to open these up so the legs have somewhere to drain. So please spend some time here. If you sit a lot, if you have a lot of trauma, if your hips are tight, if you have low back pain, this area is really important, okay? Spend some time here. What I'm doing is I'm just pressing in and doing an upward pull or kind of like this motion. If I were to place my hand the opposite way, I'm kind of like pressing like this, almost like a come here motion. So I'm not rubbing up and down any of these, okay? We don't wanna, the lymphatic vessels kind of open up as you pull the skin upward. And then if you pull the skin back down, they close. So you're just pushing that fluid back into like a closed valve. So we wanna push it up and then ease off and let that naturally close. We don't want to pull that fluid back down. So it's really important you understand this part, or like none of these techniques are going to work. So it's like a pull up and then an ease off. If you can't figure it out, just pull up and let go. If you can't figure out that motion because of your dexterity or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and prop my leg up here. This is a bottleneck area. What does that mean? This area gets clogged. A lot of fluid gets like cut off right here, especially from the lower leg. So if you are a person who deals with edema, gout, ankle swelling, you sit a lot, you drive a lot, you got knee pain, you got stiff ankles or feet, go back and watch my feet videos, okay? Really good info there for opening that up. That may help open a lot of these channels we're talking about. That's a different subject. Any of these things, especially knee pain, please spend some time here. Again, this motion I'm doing, it's like this. And this is behind my knee. These are the popliteals, okay? Bottleneck, clogged area, traffic jam. We gotta open this up. I don't know if this is etiquette in lymphatic world, but I call it like milking a cow, right? You're not milking the cow like this, sorry for the hand motion, but you're kind of milking the cow's udder, pulling it down and then letting it, spring back, pulling that. I've never milked a cow. Is that how you do it? This is what I'm saying, guys. I don't know, but that's what I like to use as an analogy, is like milking a cow. You're not going up and down on the udder. You're just pulling down on the udder. Think of that as these motions. So now that we've opened up the 7 major lymph nodes, we can start draining the leg. We talked about these 1 to 20 lymph nodes that live here in the groin. Again, if you sit a lot, if you're a shrimper, this is your posture. You got no booty, low back pain, neck pain, weird jaw stuff. Listen up. Spend some time here, okay? These lymph nodes are really important to open. If these aren't open, anything we drain from the thigh down to the foot will not drain. It will just be clogged. It has nowhere to go. So open these up. These lymph nodes here are going to drain our upper thigh. The lymph nodes behind our knee are going to drain our lower leg. So really spend some time opening this up, especially if you have tight hips or you sit a lot. We always want to start at the top of the extremity we are draining and move to the bottom. Just like when we work our arm, we start at the armpit, we move down the arm to the wrist, and then flow back up towards the armpit. We're opening up traffic so it can flow. I like to use this cupping motion on my hands. And again, let's do J motions, or let's do half circles. I feel like that's going to be the easiest technique for you. So again, most of our lymph is going to live on this inner thigh right here. Most of the lymph is going to live on the anterior side of the body, the front of your body, and towards the midline. So underneath our arms, inside of our thighs, pulling at the chin and the throat here. So we're going to create a cupping motion, and I'm going to create a downward circle and then pulling up. Let's just use the letter J, or half circle. So down towards the knee, up towards the thigh, and really go slow. Let the warmth of your hands really warm the tissue. When you move to the next spot further down towards the knee, make sure you're like half covering the spot you just hit, so everything's getting double time. So moving slowly down the thigh, doubling up over the previous spot, slight downward hooks, and then a pull and a finish towards the groin line, towards those lymph nodes we opened up, covering as much surface as you can, making sure you're really pulling and coaxing that fluid towards the groin. Now we can just kind of create some gentle little tickling type motions. This is almost going to create like a sweat effect of those lymphatic areas, and they'll produce a little bit more lymph fluid. And then you can do a full swipe like you're brushing dust off. Moving down to the bottleneck, folks, really spend some time here. The front, the back of the knee, all this posterior area of the calf muscle here. So I like to pull up and then like kind of hold that pull for a second, and then either create another J or just completely back off. So it's like a pull, back off, move half an inch down, pull, back off, half an inch down. I'm swallowing a bunch. This is my right leg. Your left is going to drain more than your right. You may get more tummy gurgles on one side or the other. When we finally move to the Achilles and the ankle, I'm actually going to zoom in to give you guys a better view of what's going on down here. So once we've kind of reached the bottom of the leg here, I'm going to just continue a few pulls on the anterior side. Again, more of that fluid of our lymph is going to sit on like the sides of our calf here, but I just want to be really diligent in bringing everything up to this knee area, because like I said, this area gets clogged a lot. So once you move to the knee, really light swiping, delicate, soft, baby angel, sleeping child motions. I like to think there's dust or powder, and I'm brushing that off. So when we get down to the ankle and the heel here, right around the malleolus here, we have a few lymph nodes, and you have about 1 to 3 lymph nodes on the bottom of the heel here. So I'm going to actually hold my heel, pretend the heel's in my hand. I'll show you guys in a second. And I'm going to almost do this motion with it. Kind of extending my palm upward, creating a pump. So it's going to look like this. Let me see if I can get it good. So I'm just going to, it's almost like a squeeze, but remember, we're pulling that fluid up. So you want to kind of squeeze towards the upward area. And then kind of dragging that fluid past these lymphatic areas here. And then similar to how we drain our hand, we want to push all the fluid from the middle out. And then you can do each toe if you guys want like a whole lymphatic foot video, but it's very similar to the hand. Especially if you're someone like me who has tattoos on your feet. There's going to be scar tissue here, lymphatic stagnation. So I'm kind of just like petting each foot. You can kind of go down individually on each one, like so. And then bring that all, really spend some time on this big toe. A lot of us have really bad big toe issues. So I promise you, it may feel like you're not doing anything, but this helps so much with pain, inflammation, and mobility. That fluid's right below the surface and it can really clog up and create a lot of stiffness and pain. So if you have joint pain in these bigger metatarsals here, please spend a lot of time doing this. And then you're just continuing this motion, quite literally pulling this fluid up to the groin here. Once you have completed that first leg, please repeat everything on the second leg. Again, go slow. And when you're doing any lymphatic work, please mind your hydration. Water is not hydrating, okay? Make sure you're having electrolytes, coconut water, a pinch of natural salt in your water. Your body could be really tired after this. You could have a big bowel movement. You could be urinating more. So really make sure that you are hydrated when you do this.